Hello viewer, Deified here. Today I'm bringing you a slightly different gameplay than you may be accustomed to from seeing from other channels around YouTube. Yeah, I said YouTube. YouTube! YouTube, aka YouTube, is essentially a nipple from which subscribers and avid video watchers alike come for something they need. I can proudly say I feed from the YouTube tit and daily rely on it for the nourishment it provides me. Okay, seriously though. This is episode 1 of a new series I'm starting titled Yield to the Dual Wield. And the way this came about is I sent out a bulletin on my channel a little over a week ago soliciting for ideas on what I should do for future videos. One of my subscribers, the Jamaica 420, replied to it and suggested that I make a dual wield series. So here it is. I'll be attempting to get gameplays basically from every dual wielding gun in the game. This includes pistols. A gameplay where the commentary will consist of kill-death ratio, let's say, above 3. Some of you might be thinking, well, fuck, that's super low, I could do that. But my concern is that once it comes to time for the pistols only, I'm going to be hating life trying to get something decent with dual-wield ASPs or the M1911s. So, are there other channels on YouTube who've done this series? Quite possibly. Have I checked? No. Do I give a shit? Of course not. Am I the greatest player on YouTube to ever use dual-wield weapons? Most definitely. So the class setup is as follows. It's Scavenger Pro, the one I'm using today. Scavenger Pro, Steady Aim, Ninja. My secondaries are the dual-wield Makarovs, and the kill streaks I'm running with are the minimal ones, 3, 4, 5. Spy Plane, aka Hide Plane. The counter hide plane, and the care package, aka a rare package, because I'll be damned if I get another ammo or more hide planes every time I open up one of these gifts from the sky. But it's always great to have somebody on your team who's running these kill streaks, and today I'm that guy. But I really don't have any qualms with being the one using this this kind of kill streak setup. Frankly, I wasn't expecting to get high kill streaks anyways on a map of this size using these guns. So, you know, it is what it is. The players I'm playing with today are Atrocity, Fatal 1H or Fatal, Engento, Filthy Socks, and another guy I play with frequently, Hooked on Phonics. All these guys are monsters at Black Ops, capable of getting commentary where the game plays just about every other game. So as you can imagine, the other team didn't stand much of a chance in our lobby. A couple of them I'm not too familiar with, but I'll include the links to these guys, to the ones who have channels I'm aware of, in the description below. That way you can go check these guys' channels out. So, which kind of segues me into something else I'd like to mention. Props and shoutouts have been a bit overdue for a few of the regular crew I play with in Call of Duty. First off, Gary, the Korean killer, whose channel has grown so quickly since he created it, you'd almost be inclined to think he injected it with HGH script. HGH stands for human growth hormone for those not familiar. Basically, it's the same shit pro ball players were using to get huge. This guy is a very down-to-earth dude and a lot of fun to play with. Secondly, Rondre 3000. A lobby with Rondre and Korean Killer always equates to a bunch of laughs. Rondre has been making videos and commentary since before YouBoob was even YouBoob. It used to be called Rondre Tube, and then they bought the rights off of him. This is a real humble guy with a bunch of knowledge. Some other guys, Flux Ferret, Jakelopan, I don't even know how to say his name, Jakelopan, whatever. Mikko, WilfordBrimley, I'm Just Too Cold. All guys that are a lot of fun to play with. Mature fellas who like to have fun while winning, which is always nice to have in a lobby. And I'd like to thank them for putting up with my rants and sessions of screaming at my television because I just got killed by a Ghost Pro kid blending into this environment. All these guys have contributed to raising my kill death and win-loss ratios. My KD before meeting all these guys was at 1.25, and now I'm sitting comfortably at 1.42. My win-loss is up from I think it was 0.93. Now it's at 1.31. So a huge difference from playing with randoms and running around with ballistic knives before I didn't give a shit. Next, I'd like to give shout-outs to all the Yeousch homies, a.k.a. Yomies as I call them. Yeousch, damn it. Now, if you have no idea what I'm referring to, let me explain a little better for you. Yeousch is a community website similar to Machinima, but in my opinion, I think they have a probably safe to say a better community in regards to individuals and maturity levels, and basically these guys. Wow, I can't even fucking think. Isn't that great? Don't you love it when that happens? I'm doing this all on the fly, by the way. All these guys over here that I've met on that website so far have been nothing but a pleasure to talk to and interact with. So the community is growing rapidly, and Yeousch shed a little more light. It's kind of similar to Machinima, but in my opinion better. They focus on bringing light to the little guy, the less known commentator or YouTube channel. The members over at Yeousch are a great group of folks, and to this date I haven't encountered anyone there who's been disrespectful or gotten out of line. It's certainly a site to keep an eye out for, because I believe they'll be expanding their horizons with the quickness. I'd also like to talk about something else with you guys today. Something that's been bothering me around YouTube, Twitter, and just the internet in general. It seems like there's an overwhelming amount of arrogance flourishing amongst YouTube commentators. Before a week ago, I was subscribed and following a bunch of these guys. Wings of Redemption, WoodysGamertag, XJaws, Whiteboy 7th Street, Jericho, Boss Jacoby, and quite a few others I can't think of at this second. But all these guys, in one way or another, have done shit I don't feel deserves my attention, or anyone else's for that matter. I mean, it's a combination of a lot of different variables. A large number of these guys don't reply to any of their followers on Twitter. They don't retweet any compliments they're given. Generally speaking, they don't care to interact with the very people who've enabled their success. The Alki David fiasco was a big eye-opener on many different levels. Racist comments, the whole broadcasted suicide gig, all complete bullshit. It was kind of odd that a lot of these guys didn't really give a shit and they wanted to support the whole broadcasting thing anyways. Greed and opportunity, I think, just clouded the judgment of so many of these guys. The other day I listened to the latest Painkiller Already broadcast, and in there was a few of these guys talking to Hutch and all over his nuts about a Twitter comment he made, and rather than handle the issue individually with him off the air, they made it a public forum, and 4 guys took turns making arguments with him about how he was in a different position than them, and because of his YouTube status and affiliation with Machinima, and that he shouldn't be expressing his feelings on Twitter because it could impact their view counts and ultimately the money they could potentially lose by Hutch's comment. While I understand their concerns to an extent, at what point do you say fuck the views and just respect another man's opinion and honesty? To top it off, WoodysGamertag closed our conversation with a would you rather question directly to Hutch of something along the lines of, you're going to have sex with your sister. Would you rather have sex with her when she's a baby or a teenager? Now, what a fucking way to close a mature but awkward conversation with him. The whole time, it seemed like they were patronizing him. And, this kind of activity and these kind of behaviors and shit on YouTube, I just can't support. So, maybe a few of you other guys, feel the same way I do. Maybe I'm the lone wolf on this, but yeah, it's just something that I don't want to partake in. But shout outs to Yeousch again. I really feel these guys are headed in the right direction with what they're trying to do, and hope you enjoy this commentary. If you guys want to leave me any comments about the stuff I talked about today, just put it in the comments, and we can discuss it down there. Thanks, that is all.